think of when you see this? You're probably thinking, well, Amanda, that's a plastic bag. And you're right, it is. Now, I don't want you to confuse me with one of those environmental nutcases, because that's not why I'm here. But when I look at this bag, I see an environmental and biological hazard. But most importantly, I see something that can be repurposed. I see a Plarn mat. In March of 2013, my junior year of high school, my best friend and I became co-captains of this project. Our main focus, plastic bags. The name of the project, Operation Plarn. Plarn is a mashing of the words plastic bag and yarn, which sounds a little strange, but that's exactly what we do. We make yarn out of plastic bags. This project stemmed out of our previous research of plastic-based ocean pollution. We had the opportunity to create a community-wide project about a topic of our choice and enter it into a competition. So we chose the endangerment of the ocean. We, as a group of young adolescents, were very naive in the sense that we weren't really sure what we were getting ourselves into, but we were willing to try in any way possible. The driving force of this project was the want to help the environment. But we soon realized that the results of this project were almost as impactful as the facts that we uncovered. Through our research, we became more and more passionate about staunching our city's use of bags. The team decided that Operation Plarn would accomplish 3 major goals. The first, inform the public about plastic pollution. The second, collect unwanted plastic bags. And the third, repurpose them into something useful. The more research we did, the more horrified and angry we became. Did you know that there are at least 46,000 pieces of plastic pollution per square mile in the ocean? 46,000 pieces of plastic. That's a near guarantee that every time you take a step in the ocean, there will be plastic swimming around your feet. How gross is that? Unfortunately, many marine species mistake these floating pieces of plastic as food. At least 663 species of marine life have been killed or affected by plastic pollution. But it's not just marine life. Toxic chemicals leach out of the plastic as it soaks in water, poisoning not only the fish and marine life, but also ourselves. Many of these chemicals are known carcinogens and have been shown to cause birth defects. We decided to focus on plastic bags because the United States produces over 500 billion bags each year. That's about 8% of our petroleum supply. 8% towards single-use, disposable plastic bags. In fact, the amount of petroleum it takes to produce 14 plastic bags is enough for your vehicle to drive about 1 mile. But it was most disconcerting for us when we found out that less than 3% of plastic bags are actually recycled each year. Now, this is most likely due to the fact that it costs about $4,000 to recycle 1 ton of plastic bags, and that resulting product is worth about $32. We as a group were going to grocery stores, churches, schools, spreading these absolutely stunning discoveries. And we decided that the best way to stop the spread of plastic bags was to use reusable or canvas bags as an alternative. So as we spread these facts, we encouraged others to stop the plastic and switch to reusable. But we wanted to physically do something. We wanted a real, tangible example of how strongly we felt about our cause. So as we went around talking to people, we began to offer to take their already used clean plastic bags. We held drives at our schools and churches, some civic organizations, and we went around to different grocery stores asking if we could take the plastic bags from their recycle bins. Usually, the answer was yes. But sometimes, the answer was no. Most of the grocery stores we asked surprisingly refused, and we never fully understood why, and we never got a straight answer when we would ask. That was a source of extreme frustration for a very long time. But the overwhelming amount of support we found from our community was absolutely staggering. All of a sudden, we had bags pouring in from many different sources, groups of people, all inspired by our desire to help the environment and help others. At one point, I had over 8,000 plastic bags in my basement. My family and I were literally swimming in plastic. But now we were faced with the most daunting challenge. If we can't recycle these plastic bags, what would we do with them? We decided that the most efficient way to give back to our community would be to use a 3-step system in order to make sleeping mats for the homeless. We use a loom in order to make the mats, but we do that to be time efficient and because we have a group of people willing to volunteer. But you can just as easily crochet your own items at home. I've seen scarves, hats, headbands, sandals. Those are still in the prototype phase. Reusable shopping bags. There are so many things that plastic bags can be transformed into. One of our favorite parts about this project is that anyone can do it. If you can operate a pair of scissors, you too can Plarn with us. I've worked with people spanning the ages of 7 to 70, groups of 2 to groups of 20. And the feeling of overcoming the technological gap as well as the age gap by watching all types of people come together and work towards a common goal is overwhelming. It's giving me shivers right now. That feeling is second only to physically giving out the mats. We always share a little bit of background information, such as how we got our inspiration for the project and how we got started. But when we tell the groups that these mats were specifically made for them, always with their everyday struggles in mind as being homeless, the look of absolute awe, amazement, and appreciation on their faces makes everything it took to get here worth it. Through the process of crafting this talk, I was reminded how communities during World War II banded together throughout the war to recycle and repurpose almost everything in order to aid the war cause. And it got me thinking, why does it take something as severe as war to unify our communities, our country, the world, towards a common goal and force us to reduce, reuse, and recycle? I now hope that the next time you see a plastic bag, you see something that has the potential to either harm the environment or help the homeless. The choice, however, is yours. Thank you.